Hello, everyone on Facebook and YouTube. Good to see everyone today. This is Monday, season 4, and we got Bob and Phineas live for you here. Hello there, Mr. Phineas TF. How are you today, my friend?
Not too bad, Bob. How are you today, sir?
Doing good, doing good. We, are just counting down the days here, and April's almost gone. It's amazing. Randy and I talked about this quite a bit the last couple of seasons. How quick time gets away. You seem like we just started this season just a couple of 3 weeks ago, and here we are already down in episode 9. It
Good
just
night.
boggles the mind how quick time goes by.
Time flies when you're having fun, and welcome everybody. Great to see you
Indeed.
joining us on YouTube and on Facebook. So thank you.
Got a great crowd jumped in with us early today.
Yep.
Jeff Willette's on. Santa Bob, my twin, is out there in Alabama. Mike Hutchins, of course, joining us and saying welcome to everyone. Uh, he's a character, isn't he, Phineas?
Yeah. He's kind of grumpier than I am most of the time, but it is. I
uh,
see we've got AJ joining us and
yeah.
Paul Anderson from up in Mike Hutchings' neck of the woods, as is Kevin Scarf from Mike Hutchings' neck of the woods. Good to see
How about
everyone.
that? Well, and speaking of up in that neck of the woods, today is election day for you guys. How's it going?
It's quite interesting. We're just watching the polls and making sure that we're getting everybody out to vote. We want to make sure everybody has their voices heard. So here we go.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
What they say, you can't complain if you don't vote.
exactly. So
No
looking
matter
forward
if the candidate that you are feel strongly about, or if the other candidate wins, then it gives some a chance to vent and others to be happy, and vice versa if it goes the other way. So, politics is a uh, just one of them things that just kind of makes you want to shake your head.
It does, and but I mean, the interesting part about Canada is we actually have more than one or more than two candidates. We've got three parties that are vying for the role of prime minister, and we've also got some other parties that are a little more localized. So it's definitely always an more interesting battle than it is in the States
Well,
because
and that's exactly the issue, I think, with politics is it would be nice to have three, four, five different parties, different points of view, different directions. Some
yep,
could be crossover with, you know, different views in one area, but agree on others. And
yep,
it would be nice, the Tea Party movement back in the day in the United States was one of those that everyone was excited about. We thought we was going to get a third party down here, and it just kind of turned into blending together and becoming the same old. And so whether you're on the left or if you're on the right or if you stand in the center on the fence post,
yep.
it doesn't matter. It seems like it all gets convoluted in the end.
Yes, indeed.
All right, it's 81 and very hazy here today in Texas. We got a chance for big storms the next day or two, and it's humid. Of course, that's part of the haze, is the moisture that's in the air. So, how's the weather up north this beautiful day for you?
It's 66 and sunny up here, but we've got a severe storm alert up here starting tomorrow. So we're just sort of watching and bracing the weather because we're expecting some severe storms. Things are about to get hot and humid up here, so we'll
It's
see.
that time of year. And of course, Nightbot puts up that the weather for mesquite conditions are cloudy with temperature of 80. My screen's showing 81, so what's 1 degrees, right? The
Yep.
wind's blowing out of the south-southeast at 13 mile an hour or 21 kilometer an hour, and the current humidity is 69%. So, as I said, it is quite humid out there. Not 100%, but 69's enough,
Yes, indeed.
enough to make it unbearable at times.
Yep.
Okay, are we ready to go ahead? Let's get into this first topic for the day, or the topic for the day, and
Mhm.
let's let this audience chime in and tell us what they think. So, Phineas, you go ahead and throw that question out there for them. It's a great one, folks. So get the fingers ready.
Are we going to run the burger?
Yeah, let's run the burger. And Phineas, go ahead and put that question out there for him.
Okay, this is a question for all of you, what you're doing over the next little while as we prepare for the upcoming holiday season. What non-Claus or non-Christmas related topics or skills are you working on over the next few months to help in your upcoming holiday season? If you aren't actively working on learning a new skill or learning a new topic, are there any that you're considering adding to your arsenal to your portrayal or business in future seasons? What are they, and why would you like to work on them? And as usual, I will start.
Sure.
I am doing two things. I am currently taking courses at the local college for ASL, and I am working on learning how to speak and sign in American Sign Language. So that is something that I'm taking quite seriously. I can actually use it in my day-to-day work as well, so that's quite helpful. And I'm also learning how to use Canva because it always helps to talk graphics and understand visuals, be it for publication, be it for online use, be it for doing work on video like we are doing here. So both Canva and ASL are my non-Claus skills that I'm doing this coming year.
Yeah. Placeit, who is a sister company to Canva, they're linked together through ownership of some sort. And the reason I know that because it allows me to use the same account when I go from one to the other. I've made several videos in Placeit. They were for Sat Bobs, and I really loved the way they turned out. It was really professional. It wasn't real hard to work with. I think the one thing with Canva and Placeit is they have so many options, and that's the thing, is trying to narrow down what you want to do and zero in on what templates, or even if you start from scratch, the
Yes.
different plugins and things that they offer are just numerous. I mean, you can spend a whole day just going through templates alone,
Yep.
and then the plugins that you want to put in, and then there's the music that backs it up. They have a whole library of music. So Canva is pretty cool, and a lot of folks have turned to Canva. And if you haven't tried Canva yet, get over and try it out because you know, like Penny said, promotional videos, really professional. It does take a little bit of time to get to where you want to go. I know I had spent 2 or 3 days developing just one video before, so just make sure you allocate enough time and go over and enjoy Canva.
Yeah, I think that's the one good thing about Canva is there's lots to play with, and often you have too much to choose from. So,
Yeah.
but once you get used to being able to filter through stuff and looking at stuff, it gives you a chance to work with what is available and see how you can adapt it for your own use.
Well,
Uh,
and
I Go
I was
ahead.
just going to say those templates, real quick. Those templates are categorized. So you have intro, you have outros, you have intro and outros that you can build off a template uh, with one step, and or you can take and put together a whole timeline of different templates or different plugins to those templates, and then you have the choice of font that you want to use, what size font, what color you want, just like you would in, say, Paint or 3D Paint, some of
Yep.
the others that are out there that are more basic. But anyway, back over to you, Phineas, and let's go ahead and jump in there and see what's going on.
So Charlie Johnson in Michigan notes that he's also working on Canva and he's also learning how to do video editing. I know Charlie is quite tech oriented, so that's good to see that he's continuing on keeping his skills honed. Sean White notes that she is starting a dance class, and she's also looking at an art class that's on her radar. Her comment is that Canva is a never-ending learning experience, and
Yes.
some nice apps that also help with video editing as well. And I do agree with that. I do agree with that. Just even on your iDevice, there are some incredible apps that you can do for editing video, and that helps with doing social media when you're out and about and not in the office here. So that's always good.
And Canva was one of the first ones that allowed you to remove background and keep your content, your whatever you wanted to keep up front, and
Mhm.
remove whatever you wanted to remove out of the background, which was really nice. I used it there for that quite some time. But I find now that the paint, the old dinosaur paint program, is one
Mhm.
click easy to do, and so sometimes I use that to remove. And then there's other apps, as you said, Phineas, out there that you can remove foregrounds, you can remove text, so, if you're in the process of building something promotional for your uh, Claus season, for your Facebook and for whatever other platform you may be on, those are great tools to use.
Yeah. And I know a number of people. I know Kevin Scarf is taking a few language classes. He's learning French and a couple of other languages as well, just to help out his work. Here in Canada, we are bilingual. We do have a population of French-speaking people, and so that's always helpful. So having extra
Oui,
language.
Kevin. Oui.
Um, but that seems to be all the conversation we've had so far.
What's the matter? Everybody tired from the weekend?
I think everybody's tired for the weekend. They're not waking up, not waking up.
Yeah, Phineas had a busy weekend. Mine was pretty busy. We had a lot going on, and so it's easy on Mondays to be a little bit down with energy.
Yep.
So hey, get that second cup of coffee or that that energy drink, and there you go, plug it in.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, there are lots of non-clause skills that people can learn. Sean mentioned dance at one of the schools that I work quite closely with. Everybody, including the Santas and Mrs. Clauses, goes for an hour of choreography every morning. So they get to work with a dance coach and a professional choreographer. So they learn how their bodies move, and we work with them with their mobility, because a lot of the Santas have some mobility issues. A lot of Mrs. Clauses do as well, and so we make them. We help tailor the dance moves and help them understand their bodies a little bit better. And it's always helpful to learn something new. I see Santa Doug is thinking about taking classes on chimney entry and exit strategies, just in case. So
Maybe we ought to have Doug on and see if he can illustrate that for us and show us how that's done. Of course, Doug. All joking aside, before you climb into that sleigh, it's a good idea to go back in the aerobic room and kind of do some stretch exercises and get limbered up, because you'll get in and out of that sleigh and going up and down those chimneys, and to just movement alone. I mean, to be able, as Phineas said,
yep.
dance or choreograph style
Mhm.
movements will help you emulate Santa more and better, because you'll be more into the fine tuning of how Santa walks and acts and body movements. So great idea, Doug.
Yep. Um, Bart Gaffney is also working on learning ASL as well. And Ray Bradshaw in Denton is working on his cosplay portrayal of another character, which will help him with his Santa as well. So that's always good to see. Bill Gorbett from Canada is to continuing to learn through the TNL team and practice the topics that are covered. Well, thank you very much, Bill.
Thank
That's
you. Thank you.
great to hear. Bill was actually one of the people who attended my event on this past weekend, so it was good to see Bill and Paul Anderson as well. So
And you got Zigamon up there in Sudbury in Canada. Says
yeah,
Mondays are hard.
he is up north, definitely, definitely. Patrick Moss has joined us from Houston, so good to see you, Santa Patrick. So
Sure is. Yes, Sean said this would be a great video. I agree, Sean. Maybe we'll get Doug and get Jenny to get the whip out and get him whooped right into shape. Be a great video. All right. Fantastic. So it was a busy weekend for me. I know it was for you too, Phineas. And we our son, Caroline's son, Angie's older brother, only sibling she has, lives about 30 minutes away from us in a little bit smaller community, far outskirts of Dallas, and they had their Jubilee this weekend. It's kind of like a miniature fair, and first time we had been down there for that, went down and spent a little bit of time with them and walked around, and looked at the rides, and actually got a corny dog, which was really nice. The world famous Fletcher's corny dogs from the State Fair of Texas had a stand there, so we had to have one, and it was fun, and we enjoyed it. And then yesterday, I worked outside all day, as well as Angela and Carol on the outside duties for the house and yard. So
Nice.
fantastic weekend, and as we mentioned, can be a little bit tired on Mondays if you play real hard or work real hard on the weekend. So
Yeah, on Saturday, I hosted approximately 45 Santas and Mrs. Clauses for a lunch. We had a wonderful group of people joining us in conversation and fellowship. And we also raised funds for a local charity that provides Christmases for children who are in the hospital for sick children in Toronto. So we raised funds, had a great time of fellowship, and quite enjoyed a meal prepared by Santa Paul Anderson and his lovely wife Arlene. So when you find out that one of the Santas that you work for is a professional chef and and can cook really well, you make use of that as much as you can.
yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I got to give Paul and his beautiful bride a big hand for when they came to Cornerstones back in February. They brought Canadian candy with them and passed out to the class. And I don't know how many of you have tried the Canadian candy, but it's different than what we have here in the U.S. The chocolate is different, uh, much more clean tasting, much more rich in flavor. How would you describe it, Phineas?
I think you described it quite well. Is that it's a lot cleaner tasting. We have a little more stricter laws with food additives and preservatives. So yes, our chocolate does go bad quicker, but since when does chocolate ever go bad quickly in a Santa's house? Correct? No? And I think the big thing that Paul and Arlene brought that really blew everybody's way were the hickory sticks, which the best way I could describe it is, what if potato chip tasted like a campfire? It they're definitely very smoky. They're very salty. They exist to go with the cold beverage of your choice on a hot day. So that is correct.
Yeah, and salty and chocolate go together good too. So you throw
Yep.
the three of those together, and you've got a real hit.
Yes, indeed. Zinga Man, Chris L. Zinga from Sudbury. The date of the gathering in Hamilton, Ontario is typically the third or fourth Saturday in April. We don't have the date set, but when it is, I will definitely post it on the regional municipality of the North Pole site. So I'll let you know for sure.
Jenny Lynn Claus has joined us. Hello, Jenny. How are you? Charlie Johnson says, "Yum, hey Charlie, you're close enough up for the Canadian border that Phineas could holler at Mike and get him to send you some across the border."
We can definitely send some across Lake Michigan for you. So happy to do so. So.
Yeah.
And if Mike is able to get to either the Jingle Joy retreat or the Red Suit Conclave, maybe he might bring some treats. You never know. So,
There you go. Problem solved.
yep.
Everybody can enjoy it for sure. And those were really good. I got to admit, I grabbed extras and brought home with me. And matter of fact, just finished off what I had from February recently, and wished I had more. So
Well, I can make Mike send you some stuff down, Bob. I'll make sure we can send
yeah,
you and
a little
Angela and
care
Carol a
package.
package.
That would be sweet for sure. Okay, Phineas, I think it looks like the comments have slowed down coming in. So
Yep.
you know what? How about if we go to Santa B for his weekly inspirational video? It's a good one this week. So everyone stay tuned because here it comes.
Ho, 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 and happy day, my friends. Santa B here with you again today. And today I want to encourage you to be inspirational. You know, regardless of if this is your first year as a Christmas portrayal artist or your 50th, your story inspires somebody. I know of all the folks that I've met through School of Santas and North Pole Cornerstones and the Santa Family Reunion in Gatlinburg, and even all the folks I've met through TNL Productions and all the programming we have here. I am constantly inspired by the work you do. So keep building, keep developing your skills, and keep showing that love for everybody else. And always remember, a mind is just like a parachute. It only works when it's open. My friends, be blessed, be well, be inspiring. I love you all. Bye-bye.
I
Thank you
love
so
that analogy about the parachute. Very
Yes,
good, very, very good inspirational words there.
Yep, not just the mind needs to be open like a parachute, but the heart as well. So
Very true. Very, very, very true. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move along, and let's go ahead and run our santascloset.org lead in, and we'll be back on the other side of that with a trivia.
Hey everyone, Angela Mack here for Bob and Phineas Live, the show about nothing. Season 4 of Bob and Phineas is brought to you by santascloset.org, where you can find all your accessories for the discriminating Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the elves. Visit Santa Wade's website at santascloset.org today, where they are known for delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since opening in 2004. The goal has always been to provide both a superior customer experience at a tremendous value. Their products are fairly priced, and Santa Wade strives to bring many different products to the Claus community. Visit the website and make your next season a truly special one. This is Angela Mack reminding you all to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central, presented by TNL Network Productions. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob and Phineas in the TNL studios in today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
Okay, the trivia question for today is: the Western Arctic caribou herd is one of the largest caribou herds in the world. How many square miles in Northwest Alaska does their range encompass? And how many miles do they typically walk in a single year between their different seasonal ranges? Once again, the Western Arctic caribou herd is one of the largest caribou herds in the world. How many square miles in Northwest Alaska does their range encompass? And how many miles do they walk in a single year between their ranges?
Yeah, a little bit of reindeer caribou trivia. How about that?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And as I mentioned to Phineas in the green room, we have lined up a reindeer presentation for North Pole Cornerstones for the 2026 session. And gentleman did a presentation for us at Set Bob's at one time. And it was a phenomenal presentation, most comprehensive I've ever seen. I've seen quite a few. And the really cool part was he brought a full-size cutter sleigh and 2 reindeer, a baby and a full-grown adult male. And we got to take pictures with them. And of course, weather permitting, we're going to try to make that happen again for North Pole Cornerstones coming up for 2026. So kind of the inspiration for today's reindeer or caribou herd question.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. That's a lot of miles too when you stop and think about it, Phineas.
It is. It is.
Uh,
But I mean, that gives him good exercise for helping Santa on his trip, right? So,
Absolutely. And of course, their territory
Yep.
is they got plenty of room to roam. Let's put it that way.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Best way to put it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Real quick, I want to mention while everybody's kind of working on that. I know many of you have, but I know there's many and some new folks here today, and we've been picking up new folks along the way. And it's not so much as many folks that watch live as there is those who watch the replays, because our replay numbers are off the chart. But if you have not subscribed to Bob and Phineas, if you would please, it costs nothing. It really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And like, comment, share. You hear all YouTubers say that. That is because that is the way the YouTube platform works. It's all based off likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions. And again, it's free, as Randy likes to say. Oh, can I find my free? Can I find mine? It's here somewhere. I got it.
I've got mine.
Oh, here it is. We hadn't been using them very much this year, but there we go. We got them.
Free,
right,
courtesy of our sponsors.
Costs nothing but a moment to reach over and click. And again, the more content that gets out, the more, as Phineas just said, helps get the word out about our sponsors, our contributors, if you would. Those who help us put these shows on with behind the scenes giveaways and that sort of thing. So please reach over and do that if you get a chance. We would greatly appreciate it. Okay. All right, moving right along. Let's go ahead and roll the next two videos, Talbot Insurance and our newest contributor to the show, Caboots. If you'll roll those for us, Angela. Go reach out to Larry Talbot Insurance Services over in Winnett, Georgia. And, he loves to bundle. You get your home, auto, business, Santa business, everything rolled into one. His phone number is still the same. Reach out to him. And not only can he do that, he can also, if you're an event, someone who puts events on, let's put it that way, he also has event insurance, which we take advantage of each time we put something on. That way we're covered. And Caboots, 4th generation handmade boots. I tell you what, he's got some beautiful boots. Oh my goodness. And as you can see from the promo there, John Travolta in the movie was wearing a pair, or in the commercial. And Santa Felix Estridge here in Dallas and Mitch Allen here in Dallas also have a pair of his boots, and they have just, every time we talk about them, they talk about how well built they are and how comfortable they are. So if you're in the market for some new boots, check out Joey and Priscilla Sanchez at Caboots in El Paso.
Yep. Okay. Mike Hutchings has a pair, as Phineas the Clown as well, and they are the most comfortable boots possible. They're really well made and comfortable, and they're great to work with. So excellent.
They're guaranteed to outlive you.
Yes, indeed.
Once you buy them, you'll never have to find another pair. Unless you're like Felix and you want a different style. Felix has a brown pair and a black pair. And I don't know how much you paid attention to Mitch Allen's, but he has the cowboy pointed toe Santa boot, which is very unusual. And I think I'm really liking that style. It looks good, for us guys down here in the South anyway.
Yep.
So.
I'm seeing lots of answers running in for the trivia, and I just also wanted to remind you that we need to know how many miles do the caribou walk annually, as well as the size of their range. So
There was two answers there that we
two
were
answers
looking for. Not
needed.
only the range, but how much they walk in a year
Yep.
in their migration. Okay, fantastic. Let's get into this Elpin Chatterbox news. Now, I mentioned our Pole Cornerstones, which I do a lot, but it's because it's a product that we believe in, and we're really close to announcing a new location and a new date. And we were hoping to have it by today. We're really close to finalizing that contract. And just as soon as we do, once we get the name, and it is absolutely set in stone, we will announce that. And if you have not seen yet, we started a new North Pole Cornerstones Facebook group. In the past, as Mike and Phineas and a lot of you guys that have come the last 2 years know, we have Facebook Messenger threads that we've communicated through in the past. And we had multiple different ones, one for vendors, one for contributors, one for attendees, and it really got hard to keep up with. So we decided, by suggestion, Elizabeth Roosh suggested that we make one Facebook group, bring everybody into that. That way everyone can communicate with each and every one. So if you have not been over there yet, go to North Pole Cornerstones Facebook group and join, and please add your friends. Let's get that group built up and get it out there. I think we've got 70 or 80 members at this point, and we just launched it, I think, day before yesterday. So again, if you will, please do that. And that is, let's see here, anything new on that? Nope, I don't think so. Finish, go ahead and grab it from there.
Okay. Santa Ana Holiday University by Deanna Golden and Judith Broderick. Once more, their time in Illinois has been canceled or postponed, but they are still going to be in Medina, Ohio on May 14th to 16th of this year. And that is close to Cleveland. So if you want to attend Santa Ana Holiday University, join Deanna and Judy in Medina, Ohio, May 14th to 16th. And once again, that is also the town where Castle Noel is. And at the end of Santa Ana, there's actually a Christmas performer specialty day happening at Castle Noel. So a little festive entertainment after you've learned with Judy and Deanna. And coming up July 17th through 20th of this year is School of Santas in Branson, Missouri. The keynote instructor this year is Lee Andrews, and Sean White is also a co-facilitator. She will be there as well. I do believe Spangle has a few more spots. He's managed to shoehorn a few more openings in for people. So if you're looking for some quality information, that is a wonderful place to go. Lots of entertainment that Spangle has arranged, and of course the cobbler is legendary as well. So you've only got 11 weeks or 3 days. So sign up with the School of Santas.
11 weeks and 3 days, or 80 days total. It's coming fast. Blink of an eye, it'll be here. And spoke with Michael last night, and I asked him again, so are you full yet? He says we're sitting at 120 even. I have room for 5 more chairs that are empty. So there's 5 spots left. If anybody wants those 5 spots, reach out to Tanya Lay at Branson Ticket and Travel and get your name on the list and get those seats taken up. And of course, if you happen not to get one of those 5 at the last minute within the next 11 weeks and a few days, decide it's something that you want to do, you can always get your name on the waiting list, because there's always a few at the last minute. Something comes up and they have to either cancel or push it to next year. So there's always a chance you can still get in, even if you didn't catch one of the 5 seats that are left. So get out there and take care of that if you will. All right, so tomorrow night's Tuesday Night Live upcoming guests and shows. We want to talk a little bit about this one. This one is exciting. Always look forward to anything that Tim Conahan is involved with. Santa Claus Hall of Fame inductee Tim Conahan, and he is putting on. I'm just going to find my flyer here. The world's largest Santa cruise. And he's got multiple dates that he's going to talk about for this year, as you can see there in black, right there. And then the big cruise next year, the 2026, billed as the world's largest Santa cruise. He's already got, it says right here in yellow, 150, whoops, right there, 150 clauses signed up for this one. It'll be a big event. So join us tomorrow night as Tim tells us all about that cruise, all the destinations, and everything that is involved in that. Fantastic time, and looking forward to that one. All right. Phineas, guess what?
Time to dig deep.
Get that shovel out, brother. It's time. We'll be right back on the other side of this intro.
Hello, once again. I'm here with our friend the Yeti, and we've been building their backstory over the past several weeks. And you know, the Yeti has been an ongoing development because people want to learn about character development. So I decided when we started the season to focus on developing a character who's going to be a sidekick for Phineas and Santa. And the Yeti volunteered, didn't you? But so, and when we first started doing the review of this character, we looked at the origins and history of the Yeti in traditional folklore, focusing on where they came from and what the cultural impact of the Yeti is in the countries that they come from, which are India and Nepal. We looked at creating a story for how the Yeti ended up from the Himalayan mountains in the North Pole. And then we began looking at the Yeti in popular culture, ranging from the horror movies of the 1950s and 60s all the way up to the family films of the 2000s. So during all of this, we began discovering things about Yetis that they are definitely family oriented. They have close familial ties. They are often worshipped in the Himalayan mountains. As a matter of fact, there's actually a shrine in one of the towns of Nepal that they actually have a holy relic of what is apparently a Yeti scalp. I know. I think the Yeti died of natural causes and they found it. So don't worry. We're not going to let them take your scalp. So it's all good. It's all good. And then we began looking at what typical names for Yetis are. And in the process, we discovered that our Yeti had a name. And that name we thought initially was going to be Fang Admi, but we just found out that their name is Admi. ADMI. So Admi the Yeti, nice to meet you. I'm Phineas. So we now have a name. We also know that Yetis have a whistling, lisping sound. And because our Yeti has this fang, they definitely have a whistling, lisping sound. And so when Admi's been trying to say Mr. and Mrs. Claus, you know, it sounds like Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And so Admi is learning that. We also know that Admi was blown up to the North Pole in a horrible storm. And when we went down to Nepal and visited the Yeti temple, we were not able to find their families. So we discussed things up at the North Pole, and both Mr. and Mrs. Claus agreed that Admi could stay with us as long as they felt safe and comfortable and welcome. So Admi is definitely making themselves useful at the North Pole. But what we found is that they don't like being out when it's stormy or windy or anything out. So when it's really stormy and windy, Admi goes into the offices and into the kitchens and helps the elves with their baking in the kitchen. And Admi also really likes going to help Mrs. Claus in the business center, and also loves checking out on the weather center just to make sure the storm's passing and that things are safe. So Admi is taking a really close look at the storm center and understanding how the storm systems work and how all of our computer tracking and all of that stuff works, aren't you? So you're interested in storms bad. Okay, yeah, storms are bad, definitely. So we also noticed that Admi is hanging out with Mrs. Claus a lot, and she's hanging out with all of the lady elves that work up at the North Pole, and she's been hanging out a lot with Clarice. In the barns when Admi joins me in the barns. So Admi is definitely hanging out with the ladies a lot. So I think we're beginning to see who Admi is, and that Admi might perhaps be a girl. You're a girl. Okay. Thank you. So we can now say that Admi is a she, and that she is coming to the North Pole, and she's very happy living with us, and we're taking the best care we can of her. And she's finding the large family with Mr. and Mrs. Claus, the elves, the reindeer, and all the other cryptids. Definitely. Bjorn, the polar bear that hangs out with me a lot. She's really having fun with that. And she's taking special care of the baby Yeti, who I also happen to be looking after as well. So it's great. Thank you for helping. I know you like the baby Yeti. Sean, I'm not sure if she needs an apron. I mean, she's quite hairy, right? So we've been deciding, we've been having issues with the hair and the fur getting into the cookies and stuff like that. So she may not be able to hang out in the kitchen too much longer. I know. But we'll make sure that the elves in the kitchen are definitely going to take good care of you. So make sure that you have whatever it is that you need as well. So there's lots of stuff that's going on where we're beginning to see this character. Ken, yes, Mrs. Yeti vintage. Well, Admi vintage. But Admi is quite young as well. She's not quite the baby that I'm currently nursing, and that we had the tooth fairy over visiting to make sure that the fangs are coming in, because we won't want the baby to end up like Admi with only one fang left. So it's pretty difficult. So we're just making sure. But Admi's found herself a new family. She misses her old family, and we're not ever going to replace it. But at the same time, she's found a new family. She's found acceptance, and maybe she can continue to hang out and learn the systems at the North Pole. And you never know, she might be able to help with the weather tracking and make sure that we're plotting a good, safe course for Santa and the reindeer. And make sure that she knows that she is welcomed here, and that once again at North Pole everybody has their place, everybody has a job, and that as long as they continue to contribute, they are more than welcome to stay at the North Pole, because everybody's different, but we're all welcome, and we all have our special abilities and skills. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Admi now. So it looks like you're going to help us with the weather system. And maybe, you'll continue to learn and grow, and hopefully you'll be able to begin talking once you learn how to say Mr. and Mrs. Claus, or Santa and Mrs. Claus. So I know you can say Phineas. I know. I know it's really good. Thank you, Admi. So you've been working on that. So it's difficult learning a new language. I'm trying to learn ASL, and Admi trying to learn English and Elvish as well. So we're doing our best. And hey, here we go. We've found that our Yeti friend is a female, is a girl. We found that her name is Admi, and we found that she just wants to have a family and feel safe at the North Pole while she is comfortable living with us. So welcome, Admi. We look forward to keeping you safe and happy and healthy, and we'll look forward to learning more about you. Thank you.
Very good. Mimi Claus, I agree. I love this so much. It's so much fun to watch the character be developed here in front of us with the help from everyone. Ebony just wants to have fun.
Yep.
Cindy
It's definitely she's becoming quite a little character now as we work together in discovering who she is and why she's here and why she's sticking around at the North Pole. So thank you everybody for offering your ideas and assistance. And it's always great. And yes, everybody who puts comments in the thing, I'm adding it to her character sheet so we know exactly what's going on. So excellent.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Can't wait to see as more time goes on how you and her work together to develop that character. And I think she's going to learn English fairly well, fairly quickly.
She's doing a good job. She's a little self-conscious about the list, but we're helping her along and letting her know that she can't help it. Sometimes people are different, and
We are.
that's to be celebrated, not hidden or covered up. So
That's exactly right. Embrace that because that makes her special. So,
yep. Mimi Claus, yeah, we missed you too. It was definitely great seeing you and Larry when we took that class earlier this year together, and it was great seeing the both of you at North Pole Cornerstones. So
yes. Okay. Before we get to a little bit more on Sherry and upcoming things for this next or for this coming up week, let's go ahead and jump into our trivia answer. We do have a winner, Phineas. So go ahead and read that and give them the answer that was there for everyone's taking.
So once again, the trivia question this time was: the Western Arctic caribou herd is one of the largest caribou herds in the world. How many square miles in Northwest Alaska does their range encompass? And how many miles do they typically walk in a single year between their seasonal ranges? And the answer is it's about 157,000 square miles in Northwest Alaska. And in a single year, most caribou walk over 2,000 miles. So that's a long trek, but it is a big range. So 157,000 square miles in Northwest Alaska, and they walk an average of over 2,000 miles a year. So
It's a lot, but with 157,000 miles, I don't guess they would. I'm sure they have the same trek that they use when they migrate, but you could walk forever and not cover 157,000 miles. I think that's a lot of square miles there.
That's a lot of territory. So bravo for them.
It really is. Yeah. Really is. Okay, so our winner is CJ. I didn't say AJ. I said CJ. That's Charlie Johnson. Congratulations, Charlie.
Congratulations, Charlie.
Good job. Let me know what your t-shirt size is too, bud, so I get that over to Wade.
Rumor has it is Wade is sending out t-shirts, so yes, definitely make sure that.
Yep, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our TNL Network Productions 2025 list of shows. First thing we want to start off with is the Claus Connect on air with Sean White. This week, the power of networking when community, collaboration, and opportunity meet. And joining Sean for this week's show is Trish Biznicki, Melinda Barr, Mimi Claus or Sherry Davis, as most of you know, and Betty Maruszewski. And I'm still not getting that 100% right, but I am close on it, I know. And then, as we mentioned, tomorrow night, Tuesday Night Live, Tim Conahan, world's largest Santa Cruz. I guess we better mention it. Sean is on Mondays now, moved to Mondays on the TNL network platform. You can see her on the Tuesday Night Live show page, on the Claus Connect page, also on both YouTube channels. So
Yes,
look
indeed.
for her. There's 4 places you can find her and her show. 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's tonight, guys. So don't forget to take you a little break, get you a few cookies, and maybe get you a nap and get up in time to watch that. So,
Yep. And just so
and
you know, it's Betsy Modzieski.
Manieski, okay. I know I was getting close, but and
Yep.
you know what? I got to admit now, I went over to pronunciation Google, and there's about 10 different ways to pronounce it, and I picked the one that I could say. And I told myself I don't think that's how she pronounces it, but this one guy did it that way, so Bob's gonna do it that way, right? But
I just
yeah.
got a comment, yay, Mike, from Betsy. So yeah, so it's Betsy
Now,
Modzieski.
now, what I want to know, Betsy, is how hard was it for you to learn that when you met your husband? Did she have trouble with it, or did she pick up on it immediately? We'll find out. Okay, so back to tomorrow night's TNL Tuesday Night Live show. Tim Conahan, world's largest Santa Cruz. Got lots of information there. Going to be one that if you're interested in going, or if you're not, tune in and check it out. It's going to be fun. You want to pick it up from there?
Okay, on Wednesday, April 30th, Kringle Time with the Kringle Brothers. Santa Michael Howe and Mike Herbie Buer will be on their channel as well. And on Thursday, May 1st, we have Santa's Magical Fellowship Group with the topic of what signals your go time for the season. So that's at 6 p.m. Central and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then following that, we have Polar Opposites, once again at the Santa's Magical Fellowship Group with Santa Jamie and Santa J Mac. So they will be following up after Santa Mel's conversation.
I'm not sure what their topic is this week, but as always, it'll be a good one. Polar Opposites, the name itself, pretty much sums up. One takes one side of the equation, the other one takes the other side. They bounce that backwards and forth. The pros and cons. They take on their Zoom participants to, help decide one way or the other. And it's a fantastic new concept, new show. So if you have not seen J Mac and Jamie Dozier, get over and watch Polar Opposites. It's going to be fun. Yes, and Betsy said, haha, it took a long time for her too.
Yep.
That's good to know. I'm not the only one messing it up.
Yep. And it looks like Kevin Scarf chimed in with the original Something Burger question. Kevin Scarf says improv classes are always a great idea for Santas and Mrs. Clauses and Christmas performers. And Kevin would know because he actually is in an improv troupe up here in Canada. So he lives and teaches and works improv regularly. So definitely.
And Doug, Sean says, yes, uploaded on TNL and the Claus Connect on YouTube. So just to let you know there, an answer to your question. Okay. Deborah says, we'll see us guys tomorrow. Okay, Deborah, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, so tune in, kick up your heels, join in the fun for 2025, all powered by the TNL Network Productions. And we just want to say thank you so much to everyone for joining us today. It's been fun. If you're in the area where the weather is volatile this week, please be safe. Make sure you have your telephone set for warnings from your local weather station or one of the national weather stations that's out there, platforms. And if not, get you a weather radio. We have our weather radio. Sometimes when it's really a lot of things going on, it drives you nuts going off every few minutes, but it's good to know when volatile weather is in your area. So everyone be safe, have fun. Phineas, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Appreciate
Bob.
you.
Thank you so much, Angela.